I used to think home was the one place you could let your guard down. You lock the door, close the blinds, and you sleep. But after what happened to me, I can't say that anymore. Someone was watching me, not from across the street, not from the hallway, but right outside my door. What you're about to hear actually happened to me. This is my personal story. I've changed a few details, names, places, small things to protect my privacy, but everything that really happened, I'll tell exactly as I remember it. I used to live alone in a pretty small apartment building. It wasn't anything fancy, old carpets in the hallways, buzzing fluorescent lights, and neighbors who mostly kept to themselves. But it was cheap, and for an 18-year-old just moving out on their own, it felt like freedom. I worked odd hours, so I usually came home really late at night. Most nights, the building was completely silent. Sometimes I'd just sit by my window, looking out at the city lights, thinking this was exactly what I wanted, my own place, peace and quiet, no one bothering me. That didn't last long. The first weird thing that happened was small enough that I almost brushed it off. One night I came home, climbing the stairwell, when I heard footsteps behind me. Heavy, slow steps, kind of matching mine. I froze halfway up, turned around, and nobody was there. The hallway was empty, doors closed. The only sound was that faint electrical buzz from the ceiling light. I told myself it was just the pipes. The building made noises all the time, and I didn't want to be paranoid. A couple nights later, though, something else caught my attention. It was just past midnight. I got back to the building and noticed the front door wasn't shut all the way. Normally it slammed closed behind you. You had to tug on it to even get inside. But this time it was standing half open. I pushed it, stepped into the lobby, and instantly felt that prickly sensation on the back of my neck, like someone was standing just out of sight watching me. The place was empty. At least, it looked empty. When I got upstairs, I stopped cold. Right in front of my apartment door on the floor were two muddy footprints. Just two, side by side, like someone had been standing there waiting. They didn't trail off down the hall, they didn't come from the stairs. They stopped right at my door. I stood there staring for way too long, my heart pounding. Eventually, I convinced myself maybe it was a maintenance guy or a neighbor who had dropped something. I went inside and locked the door, but I couldn't shake the image of those footprints pointing straight at me. From then on, little things started to feel off. My doormat would be crooked, like someone had moved it. A couple times I found smudges on my door, like greasy fingerprints. Once, in the middle of January, I found the stairwell window cracked wide open. Nobody in the building touched that window, and it was freezing outside. The worst night came about a week later. I had just gotten into bed when I heard them again. Footsteps. This time they weren't faint or far away. They were right outside my door, slow, heavy, pacing back and forth across the hallway. I sat up in the dark, every muscle tense, straining to hear. Then came this soft dragging sound, like someone's sleeve brushing against the wall as they walked past. I wanted so badly to believe it was just a neighbor. But here's the thing. I knew everyone in that building. 10 tenants total. And by midnight, every single one of them was asleep. Nobody walked the halls at that hour. Nobody. The sound stopped, and for a moment I thought maybe I'd imagined it. I almost relaxed, until 3 knocks came at my door. Not loud, but steady, like whoever it was wanted me to know they were there. I froze, staring at the door, holding my breath. Whoever it was didn't say a word, just stood there in silence, inches away from me on the other side. I don't know how long I sat there waiting. It felt like forever. Finally, the footsteps started again, moving away this time, back toward the stairwell. I heard the faint creak of the door closing downstairs, and then nothing. The next morning, I went to talk to my neighbors. Every single one of them swore they hadn't been out the night before. No late-night visitors, no deliveries, nothing. That was when it really sank in. Whoever had been there standing outside my door, knocking like that, it wasn't anyone who lived in the building. I don't know what they wanted, or how long they've been watching me, but to this day, I can't shake the thought that they weren't just passing through. They knew exactly which door was mine.